So, good day everyone. We are the group 16s and we are assigned to discuss the writing. So, before we start to the main discussions, let us observe the pictures first. So, these pictures is written by the 5-year-old child, and the sequence of the writing is from left to right. Kaya diba, when we are right, we do it from left to right. So the picture shows that the child already know how to write, but there are mistakes when it comes to spelling, which often happens to us. Sometimes we can speak the words, but we cannot write the correct spelling. So let us now define what is writing. So writing is the symbolic representation of language through graphic sign. So unlike speech, it is not naturally acquired but must be learned through conscious effort. So this means that writing uses symbols and letters and to show the words we speak. Unlike speaking, which comes naturally, writing is a skill that people must be learn and practice. So it is not automatic, but we have to be taught how to do it. If a child age 1 to 3 years old, they already know how to speak, but in writing they don't know how to write. So that's why we need send them to school in order for them to learn. And also there are a lot of people who has not having the formal education. They can speak but they cannot write very well. Not all languages have a written form. Even in societies with established writing systems, people or individual unable to use them. So some languages are only spoken, but they don't have the alphabet or writing system. Even in countries where writing system exists, some people haven't learned to use them, maybe because of lack of education. So writing is not something everyone in the world uses equally. Human attempt to visually represent information through cave drawing go back around 20,000 years ago, or clay tokens around 10,000 years ago. So this serve as the bookkeeping purposes and best described as ancient precursors of writing. About 20,000 years ago, people started to draw pictures on cave walls to show their ideas and tell stories. So this is a way to communicate, and this is not the real writing yet. So in clay tokens also, this is not the real writing yet. They were just the steps towards a creating a writing systems. So these artifacts is called precursors to writing because it came before writing and helped them to lead its invention. So one of the first writing system is called cuneiform, which is developed around 5,000 years ago, used clay tablets. So it was used to record information like laws, threads, and events. Most evidence of ancient writing is from stone or clay. If it is used by wood or leather, they have not survived. So let us now proceed to pictograms and ideograms. So cave drawing were originally come from the art. So this is not a way to communicate a language. So over time, these pictures become symbol to represent a specific images. Just for example, these pictures. These pictures is represent as the sun. So this is called pictograms. As people used these symbols more, they started to represent not just a specific images but also a related ideas. Just for example, again, these pictures. So this is the sun, and this is could um, extend to the meaning heat and daytime. So this is called ideograms, which is represent the abstract ideas. So pictograms and ideograms are not represent the words or the sounds of a specific languages. So they are language independent, meaning people who speak differently can understand in a similar way. Just for example, again, here in the pictures, so these pictures can understand people who live in different places.
Good afternoon, ma'am. So this is the continuation of Shin Kathleen's report. So my assigned topic is all about the logogram and the rebus writing. Okay, so first, let us tackle what is a logograms. So, a logogram is a type of a written symbol that stands for an entire word or an idea. So, ang logogram kuno, from the word logo, mao na siya mga symbol or a picture that stands for an idea or meaning. Okay, so we have here an example about the contemporary logograms in English words. First, we have here the symbol and then the meaning. Okay, so first, as we can see in the number one, that that symbol shows or means a dollar or a money. Okay, so next symbol is it means that at. Okay, so the third one is, as we can see the symbol, it is the number 9. So, the meaning of this is also the number 9. So, next we have the last symbol. So, it means the word and. So, the meaning of this is and. Okay, so a more elaborate writing system that is based to a certain extent in the use of logograms can be found in China. So this statement explains that most logograms kuno napud tay makita nga mga logograms sa China. So first example of this is the Chinese character. So we have here an example of some Chinese characters that represents logogram or na siya gisyo nga logogram and then na siya meaning. Okay, so we have here an example of a Chinese character. So first, it means a, so the symbol shows means a sun. Okay, so next we have here it means a tree. The second symbol, it means a tree. And then the third one, so it means a person. So that is the three of that mao na siya mga example sa Chinese character sa China, in which mahog siya usa ka logogram kay ngano nag-use man siya og mga symbol para mag-represent sa usa ka word or an idea. Okay, so let's move on to what is a rebus writing. Okay, so next we have the rebus writing. So a rebus writing is a one way of using existing symbols to represent the sound of a language. So ang rebus writing kuno kay usa pud siya ka mga usa type sa writing in which mag-use tag mga symbols to represent the sound of the word. Okay, for example, we have here the working on the sound of the English word I. So let us focus on the word I. So in the picture, in the symbol number 1, it shows the pictogram of the word I. So next, the second symbol, it represents the logogram of the word I. So since we are talking about the rebus writing, so as we have tackled, rebus writing is the symbol to represent the sound of a language. So the rebus writing in the word I is, or the sound of the word I is, we can see in the third symbol. So another example we can see in contemporary English texting. So first example is we have here the use of the symbol number 2, so to represent the word to or two. Then we have here an example. So we can read that as, I need to speak to you tonight. Okay, so that is what a rebus writing is. So we are going to use the symbol to represent the sound of the word. Okay, so we have here another example. The use of number 4 to represent the word for. So we have here an example. So, and then we can read that as before. Okay, so as we can see, mas nubuang ang sentence kung muyos ta og mga ingana.
Syllabic writing. In the last example, the symbol that is used for the pronunciation of parts of a word represent a unit ba that consists of a consonant sound b and the vowel sound a. This unit is one type of syllable. When a writing system employs a set of symbols, each one represents the pronunciation of a syllable, it is described as syllabic writing. While no pure syllabic system exists today, Japanese use hiragana symbols to represent the spoken syllables, and is consequently often described as having a syllabic writing system or a syllabary. Like for example, tamago. In syllabic or syllabary, it is written using three symbols, the ta, ma, and go. So one symbol, one syllable. In the early 19th century, the Cherokee writing system invented by Sequoyah is another example of a syllabic system, where symbols represent syllables, consonant, and vowel rather than individual consonant or vowels. In the Cherokee examples, we can see that the written symbol in each case does not correspond to a single consonant or a vowel, but to a syllable, CV, or consonant and vowel. The ancient Egyptian and Sumerian writing system initially used logograms, but eventually some symbols began to represent spoken syllables. The Phoenicians, people living in what is now Lebanon 3,000 to 4,000 years ago, were the first to use a full syllabic writing system. They borrowed many symbols from Egyptian writing. The Egyptian symbol for house, pronounced bath, was later used to represent syllables starting with ba. So it could be ba, bi, bi, bu, bu, depending on the vowel. The Egyptian symbol for water was later used for syllables starting with ma. It could be ma, mi, mu, mu, depending on the vowel. So a word that might be pronounced as muba could be written as mu and ba, and the pronunciation bima could be written as b and ma. Note that the direction of writing is from right to left. Alphabetic writing. An alphabet is a set of written symbols, each one representing a single type of sounds or phonemes. A way of writing in which one symbol represents one sound segment. Like for example, the letter B stands for the sounds ba, and the letter A stands for the sounds ah. When we put this together, we can form sounds like but. Each letter represents one small sound, not a whole word or syllable. Early writing systems used symbols for syllables, but a key innovation was representing single sounds with symbols. The Greek improved the Phoenician alphabet by adding vowel letters, making it a complete sound system. Like for example, the Phoenician letter Aleph became the Greek alpha. It also used beta for the B sounds because a vowel reading became easier and clearer. The Greeks are credited with developing the first full alphabet, which was then adopted by the Romans and spread to Western Europe, becoming the basis for the modern English alphabet. The Greek alphabet also evolved into the Cyrillic alphabet used in Russia and Eastern Europe. Many modern European alphabet letters can be traced back to their origin in Egyptian hieroglyphics, Phoenicians, and Greek symbols.
So my topic is written English. So written English, the alphabet was first made with the idea one letter, one sound. In Spanish or Italian, this rule still works well, but in English, it doesn't always match. For example, in written, you know, and in spoken, you know. So this happened because of English spelling irregular with the silent letters or old spelling and borrowed words. So in short, in writing English, does it not always much spoken English because English spelling is inconsistent English orthography. So the system of English spelling. It is how English uses letters, symbols, and rules to write words. But unlike another language like Spanish or Italian, English orthography is not always regular. So, in short, English orthography, English spelling system, but it is irregular and hierarchical, just one sound and one letter.